Nice and steady. So you can see your feet, you can feel your feet, and you can speak to me very clearly. So looking down, tell me, are you wearing anything on those feet?
No.
No. And as you're looking down at those feet, you'll be able to see the ground around. What are you standing on there? Is it grass? Is it beach? Is it rock?
Carpet.
It's carpet. And as you look down at those feet and you connect with that body, knowing that you can telepathically communicate and look from different angles, you'll be aware of what you're wearing. So just look at your hands and your legs and feel your head, see if you're wearing anything on your head. And describe to me, if you knew, what do you imagine you're wearing?
It's a sparkly skirt.
Sparkly skirt. So you're a girl, so you're a female.
Yeah.
In a moment I'm going to tap you on the forehead, and when I tap you on the forehead, you'll see some numbers come to mind. That'll be the age that you are. So 3, 2, 1. How old are you?
11.
You're 11. If you're 11 years old, you'll know your name. What do people call you in that life? Just hear your name being called.
Janice.
Janice. Good evening, Janice. Thank you for coming to work with us today. Janice, what I want you to do is, I want you to get a sense and a knowing. So if you don't see, you will just have a knowing. To look around and tell me, are you inside or are you outside?
Inside.
You're inside. And as you look around inside, describe it to me. What does it look like?
The house.
It's a house. And what's in that room where you're in now?
I'm in the hallway.
You're in the hallway. Very good. So describe the hallway to me.
It's lots of doors. Nice and light.
And do you live there alone, or do you live with other people in that house? You'll just know.
I live with a family.
You live with a family. Are they your parents, or are they a different kind of family?
Parents.
They're your parents, And do you have any brothers or sisters, Janice?
No.
No. So let's go and find your parents. So tell me, which room do you go in to find your parents, Janice?
The living room.
Living room. And let's look at your mother first. Describe your mother to me. What does she look like? Is she tall? Is she short?
Short.
She's short. Yeah.
Small.
And you'll be able to connect emotionally to her and tell me, how do you feel about that mother in that life? Is
Sad.
You're sad?
Yeah.
You're sad? So, Janice, what makes you sad about that mother in that life?
She's not happy.
She's not happy. So describe your mother to me. What colour is her hair?
Blonde.
Blonde. And as you look into her eyes, Janice, what colour are her eyes there?
Blue.
Blue. Well, here in this very special place where you are, you can telepathically communicate mind to mind and soul to soul. And you know that the windows are the eyes to the soul. So what I want you to do now is I want you just to take the time to connect with the eyes of your mother and go into the windows of that soul of that person. And as you connect, you'll just have a knowing. Does she remind you of anybody in this life? It'll just come to you, or not.
My mum.
Oh, it's your mom in this life. So tell me about your father. I want you to feel his energy and tell me, how do you feel about your father?
Don't like him.
You don't like him? Describe to me why you don't like him.
He's not nice.
Give me specifically, why is he not nice? Is he away all the time, or what else does he do?
He's angry.
He's angry. And you'll just have a knowing at this level, because you can communicate with his mind. What kind of things make him angry there, Janice?
Me.
You?
And my mum.
You and your mum? Does he feel restricted with you being there?
No.
So how does that make you feel, Janice, knowing that your father is angry with you and your mum?
Sad.
Sad. Well, take a look into his eyes, just like you did with your mother, and the eyes being the windows to the soul, and go really deep, deep into that soul, and tell me, is or has that soul been in your life today? And if so, who are they?
No.
No. Not today. So Janice, you're 11 years old. You'll know what country you live in, and you'll just have a country spring to mind. Tell me, what country are you in there?
France.
You're in France. And you'll know what year it is in France. So in a moment I'm going to tap you on the forehead, and when I tap you on the forehead, you're going to see some numbers just spring to mind, and you'll tell me what year it is. 3, 2, 1. What year is it in France?
1873.
France, 1873. So what we're going to do now, Janice, now I've got all that information, I want us just to pause so that we can close that scene in a minute, just like you're flicking the switch of a remote control or drawing the curtains, and we're going to drift and float forward in that life to another significant time in that life when something important is happening to you. And if not with that life, we'll move to another one. So when you're ready, close that scene now, just as if you're flicking a switch of a remote control, and just feel your mind drifting, floating through time and space, not a care in the world, just going forward. And in a moment, when I count down from 3 to 1, you're going to be at your next place when something important is happening. So when you're ready, 3, drifting and floating forward now. 2, connecting with that memory, getting closer and closer, and 1, be there now. Tell me, how old are you now, Janice?
22.
You're 22. Are you still Janice, or are you someone else?
Someone else.
Someone else, So I want you to energetically connect with your body and tell me, do you feel that you've got a male energy or a female energy?
Male energy.
You've got a male energy. And describe to me what you're wearing. How are you dressed?
Strange.
Just your first impression, whatever you think, you say.
Like warrior.
A warrior. Very good. And if you're 20 years old, you'll know your name. What do people call you in that life?
G.
G. Good evening, G. Thank you for coming forward and sharing the memory of this life that is relevant to this one today. G, what country are you in there?
Italy.
You're in Italy? Very good. And I'm going to tap you on the forehead in a minute, and you're going to be able to tell me what year it is. 3, 2, 1. What year is it?
1672.
So, G, what are you doing in Italy there? Are you working? Are you sleeping? Just
Killing people.
You're what?
Killing people.
You're killing people. Is this your choice to kill people, G?
No, told to do it.
Who tells you to kill people, G?
The man in charge.
The man in charge. So tell me, as you look at the map of Italy, are you at the top, the bottom, the left or the right? North, east, south or west of Italy?
Rome.
You're in Rome. In Rome. And who is the person giving you orders there? What does he look like?
Very big, strong, old.
Does he have a name?
Christoph.
Christoph. I want you to make your way to Christoph. And I want you to feel his energy. How do you feel around this man, Christoph, then, G?
Scared.
You're scared. So look into his eyes and tell me, as you go deeper and deeper into the eyes that are the windows to the soul. Has Christoph been in your life today?
No.
No. So, how many of you are in this army then?
Lots of us.
Lots of us. So are you in a particular troop? Or do you manage the troop? Or are you just part of it?
Just part of it.
Just part of it. Well, when you're on your missions, G, you'll be with other men. So what I want you to do is I want you to look around your team there and just glance at each one, nice and steady, and you'll just be able to glance to the left and the right, just a little bit like a compass, until you settle on one of those people that you're more affiliated to than the rest. So tell me, what is that man called there?
Carlos.
Carlos. Feel Carlos's energy, look into his eyes and tell me, is Carlos in her life today? G?
No.
He's not in her life. So are you enjoying your job, or is it just something that you are challenged to do?
No, don't like it.
You don't like it. Well, see yourself now going forward in this life, and tell me, do you continue fighting people in this war, or do you go somewhere else?
It's not a war.
What is it there?
Big round building.
A big round building, very good. This building, is it made of straw, wood, stone? Describe it.
Stone.
It's stone. So make your way towards that building and just be in front of that building there and tell me, is there an entrance to that building, G?
Yeah.
And in order to get into that building, do you push that door or do you pull it towards you?
It's like a gate.
It's a gate. So with your mind, you can mentally now just feel yourself gliding through that gate, going into that gate, and tell me, what is inside that building? Why are you protecting that building so much?
It's lots of dirt.
Lots of dirt. So who are you trying to protect in that life? What is your mission?
Have to fight.
So you don't know who it is that you're protecting?
No, fight to stay alive.
Well, that's just your orders. Very good. So tell me, what did you learn about that particular part of that life? What did your soul learn?
To stay alive. Got
To
to
stay.
fight.
Stay alive. So what I want you to do now is, I want you to close that scene. And as you close that scene now, just feel your mind clearing as you drift and you float through time and space. Very good. Drifting, floating, your memories coming forward now. And I'm going to count from 3 to 1. And when I get to 1, I want you to be at the last day of that life, totally detached from any pain, fear or emotion. So when you're ready, 3, 2 and 1, be there now. Tell me, how old are you? Are you G in that life?
Yeah.
So how old are you? Just pick a number.
47.
You're 47. So what's happening there? That's very young at 47 years old. And you're going to just be an observer of the scene and tell me, how did you pass in that life?
Died.
You just died?
Fighting.
You died for what?
Fighting.
Fighting. So where were you injured? You'll just be able to see that. You'll have a knowing. Where were you injured?
Stabbed.
I see. So now that you've seen that image now, knowing that you are a soul more than that body, G, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and as you do, just lift your soul out of that body now. And I want you to be about 3 or 4 foot above the body, just floating above the body, so that you can actually be aware of all those boundaries and you can telepathically communicate. So let's begin to evaluate that life. What was the purpose of that life as that soul? What were you learning in that life?
To survive.
To survive. And as you look at that body and feel that life, how do you feel that went? Did you do a good job?
No.
Not good. So what I want you to do now, G, now that you're out of the body, it's usual that someone or something comes to collect you, or if you're strong enough, you may just go and wander on your own. But as I continue to talk, you will notice someone or something get closer and closer, that's coming to take you back to spirit. And the more I talk, the closer and closer they come, and the more I talk, the clearer the vision is, and the knowing, as you truly connect now with that universal knowledge. And tell me, describe what you see in front of you.
Fields.
Fields. And these fields, are they grass? Are they harvest? Describe them.
Both.
They're both. And is there anyone there with you? You don't have to see them, you can just sense them.
No, just me.
So you take yourself to these fields after each life? Is that what you do?
No, just this time.
Just this time. What's the purpose of going to those fields then, G?
I have to look after them.
To look after them. But G, what I'd like you to do is, I'd like to come with you, and I'd like to come with you to your soul group. So now that you've spent some time in those fields, feeling that wonderful energy and caring for those fields, I want you to make an intention for us to go to find your soul group. So when you're ready, I just want you to feel yourself drawing away from that scene now, and feel yourself getting lighter and lighter as I come with you, as you get higher and higher and higher. And the higher you go, the lighter you feel, and the more connected to spirit you become. Feel yourself floating, drifting up in the midnight sky, up past the stars. And I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, I want you to be at the entrance of your soul group. So when you're ready, 3, drifting, getting closer and closer now. 2, sensing already what is behind that door, and 1. So step into there and tell me, as you sense and you know, are you inside or are you outside?
Inside.
So take a look around this place and tell me, what are you inside of?
A bar.
A bar?
Yeah.
Very good. And as you look around this bar, tell me, how many souls are in that bar? Lots. And you'll just have a knowing as to tell me, why are you in that bar? What is it you've gone to that bar for? Are you looking for someone? Or have you just left someone?
Meeting friends.
You're meeting friends? And these friends, how many friends do you have?
3.
3. So, as I talk to you now, I want you to make an intention to draw those 3 friends to you, so that you can see them in front of you quite clearly, and you can actually connect with their energetic bodies, so you can spiritually communicate mind to mind and soul to soul. Describe those 3 friends to me.
3 men.
They're 3 men. And have you had lives with these men before?
Yes.
And as you look at these men, knowing that you can connect, because the eyes are the windows to the soul, you'll just have a knowing if they've had lives with you before. You'll just have a knowing if they have been in this life or are in this life today, taking roles. Are any of them in this life today?
1 is.
1 is. Who is that person today?
Jerry.
Jerry. Very good. And as you look around this bar, I want you to connect with an elder soul there. So now I want you to make that intention, and you can do this telepathically, to make it a connection with an elder soul, to draw forward and ask them if they have a message for you today. What is that message?
Just be you.
Just be you? Very good. Well, now that we've got to the end of the messages, what I want to do now is, I want to close that scene, and I want to be able to talk. I want to be able to talk with your inner self, your subconscious mind, your higher self. So what I want you to do now is, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you just to step to one side of your body and allow that inner self, that subconscious mind, to come forward, so I can connect and work on a deeper level. And tell me, as you connect with the energy now in the body, do you feel that your higher self, your inner self, has got a feminine energy or a female or a male energy?
Feminine.
Feminine. Yeah. And does that feminine energy have a name? What can I call her today? Catherine. Good evening, Catherine. Thank you for coming forward and working with me. Catherine, is this the first life that you've had with my client, or have you had many lives?
First.
The first? So what has changed? What is it that you're helping her with, Catherine?
Power.
Power. And how's she doing with power?
Not so good.
Not so good? But you know her now, so if you had a message for her, what message would you give her today?
She has the strength.
She has the strength. So what's stopping her?
She is.
She is. So let's be more specific. What particular is stopping her? Is it due to her mind, her influences, her limiting beliefs, or is it family? What is it that's stopping her?
She doesn't believe.
She doesn't believe. So if you could tell her, give her a message about belief today, Catherine, what would you want to tell her today?
She can do anything she wants to do.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, Catherine, what I want to do now is I want to do a body scan of this body, and you're aware of this body, and you live and you breathe every cell, every fibre of this body. And I want to do a scan from the top of the head right down to the bottom, to the tips of the toes. And what I want you to look for is for any energy that no longer serves her, whether it's a past life memory, an attachment, or just energy that happens to have come to her. Let's just scan the body, and you're just going to do it like an X-ray, very slowly. So let's start at the top of the head. Very good. Going into that scalp, down around those temples and at the back of those eyes, and down that jaw. Very good. Very good. And down now to the throat area. Across the shoulders, down through the torso now, and as you scan, you're scanning down through the torso and the arms. And let's go into that heart area and just very slowly scan every deep tissue. And you're going to remember if there's anything there for me. So let's now go to the top of the tummy there and begin to scan down, down and down. And I want you to in particular to just take your time to scan around the left hand side of the stomach there and go down even further. And as you're rolling from one side of the hip to the next, all the way around the tummy, you're going to be able to feel that energy, because all energy can communicate with you now. So you're going to be able to discuss that with me. And now I want you to go into those hips and down those thighs, all the way down those thighs to the knees, down to the calves, to the ankles and to the toes. And then scan all the way back to the top, remembering what you need to remember. So Catherine, where shall we start on this body?
Legs.
The legs. So that's both legs.
Yeah.
Is it the top or the bottom or the middle?
They don't move.
They don't move?
No.
Catherine, what I want you to do now is, I want you to feel as small as a cell. And I want you now all the way down and down towards those legs. Now, feel yourself making your way through all those muscles and veins now. to that area, and I want you to communicate with the legs there. So, is it in the knees? Is it in the thighs? Is it in the calves? Where is it?
Knees.
In the knees. So I want to, yeah. And as you're now communicating, as you're sharing your energy with the energy that's in the knees, you'll be able to pick up on that communication and tell me, what are they saying down in the knees? How do they feel? Do they feel hot? Do they feel cold? Do they feel tight? How do they feel?
Sore.
They feel sore. So you're going to be able to collect all this knowledge and tell me, why do they feel sore, Catherine?
Can't get out.
Can't get out. Can't get out. So what I'm going to do, because all energy is consciousness, I'm going to connect with this energy here in these knees, and I'll just wait till I can feel that energy. And I want this energy to have a voice today, so it can tell me why it's trapped in there and can't get out. So I'm going to draw it up to the throat. Talk to the energy. What are you doing down there in the knees?
Scared.
You're scared? Do you have a name? Or are you just energy?
Just energy.
Energy? How long have you been down there in the knees?
Forever.
Forever? So what symptoms do you cause them in the knees then?
Swell.
They swell? And is that how you feed off her?
Cause pain.
You cause pain? And is that something that you enjoy, or it's just something that happens?
I enjoy it.
You enjoy it? Tell me, does she enjoy this pain?
Oh no.
No. So how did you get in that body? What happened? I want you to go all the way back and back and back to the root cause and the time you entered her body. What was happening? Be there now. Just feel those memories coming forward, and just give me anything. Speaking clearly now.
1969.
1969. Were you male or female?
Female.
Female. What was your name in that life?
Annette.
Annette. And as you see yourself there now, energy is Annette. Describe to me what is going on. Connect with the emotions and the scene. Totally detached from any pain, fear or emotion. You're just an observer of the scene now. What is happening in Annette's life?
Dad used to beat and abuse.
Her dad used to beat. And is this how she passed over?
Yes.
So seeing that scene totally detached now. Tell me, Annette, darling, why didn't you go to Spirit when you had the chance?
I wanted to hurt him.
You wanted to hurt him? How old were you when you passed away, Annette?
9.
You were 9 years old? So tell me, your father in that life, is it my client today, or did you get mixed up and are you in the wrong body?
No. Not today.
It's not today. So tell me, do you feel that you're hurting your father by being in my client's body today? Where is your father?
Dead.
He's dead. So really, Annette, you're only 9 years old and you've been hanging around here for ages and ages. And you've got lots of lovely friends and family in the soul realm that would like to see you. Are you ready to go home now? Would you like me to show you who's waiting for you?
She knew him.
Pardon?
She knew him.
She knew who?
She knew my dad.
My client knew your dad?
Yeah.
You will remember that name. You will remember that name and be able to talk to me about that man after. But Annette, darling, would you like to see who's waiting for you in spirit? Because they've been waiting such a long time for you to get out of those knees. So what I'm going to do is, in a moment I'm going to place a leather-bound book in your hand, and when I do, I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, I want you to be able to open that first page, and as you open that first page, you'll instantly know who is waiting for you in spirit. So when you're ready, Annette, 3, just feel with your fingers and your hands around the edges of that leather-bound book there. 2, knowing that there is someone waiting for you. And 1, turn that page. Annette, tell me who's waiting for you in spirit.
My mum.
Your mum. And as you connect with your mum now, as she brings the spirit energy towards you and connects that energy like a rainbow, tell me, what does your mum say to you?
She's hugging me.
She's hugging you. So what I want you to do, Annette, I want you to allow your mother's energy to come down and connect with you. And I want you to step into her energy. And I really want you to embrace that love. And tell me, how does that feel?
Warm.
It feels warm.
And soft.
And soft. So tell me, Annette, are you ready to leave this body in a minute when I give you the instructions?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can. But before you go, tell me, what have you been doing to my client then? What symptoms do you cause her? Is it just in the knees, or have you been tampering somewhere else?
In her hips.
In her hips? So Annette, what I want you to do now is, in order to go home, I want you to go back into this body, and I want you to be able to go into these knees and these hips, and I want you to start collecting all your energy, all your memories, because this is your luggage. You didn't really have permission to step into this body, did you? So just go in there now and begin to start pulling out all your memory, just like you're pulling the weeds out of the garden. Feel them coming up and up and up. That's right, bringing them up and up and up. And as I lay my hands on you, my hands are like a magnet. The more I talk, the stronger and stronger they come. In fact, your energy is getting lighter and lighter. It can only just come up and up into my hands. Do you make a short of breath sometimes?
Yeah.
So tell me, Annette, have I got all that energy in my hands now?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we go, Annette, what would you like to say to my client before we leave?
I'm sorry.
And now I'll ask the client to speak to Annette. What would you like to say to Annette before she leaves?
It's okay.
It's okay. So Annette, what I want you to do now is, now you've got all that energy, I want to call on Goddess Isis to work with me now. And as I take that energy from you now, I'm going to offer that up to the universe, and may the light of the universe always accompany it, and allow Goddess Isis to take it up to spirit to be healed. So tell me, what can we put in that body, Catherine? If we could put something in that body, because we don't want to just leave a hole for some slippery sucker to move in, let's just seal it totally. If you could have a word or a colour, what would you like to put into those knees?
Green.
Green. So I'll call on Archangel Michael now to work with me. And as he comes down that green spiritual ray, just see it almost like a beautiful green, emerald green rainbow. That liquid spiritual rainbow now pouring like a hose, pouring into your hips, down your thighs, into your fibres and your cells, going into those knees, and you can feel that wonderful healing energy just going around the back of those knees now, into every vessel, fibre, cell of your body, soaking in now, allowing that healing to take place. And as it does, and the stronger and stronger it becomes, you become aware of how Archangel Raphael is just recalibrating that area to its optimum best. And I'm going to tap on the forehead and seal that in. So take another look at the body now and tell me what else is there in the body that we can work for.
Heart.
In the heart. So I'm going to connect with the heart area. Catherine, go into the heart area and tell me what's going on in this heart area.
Tired.
Tired? Mm-hmm. And is she tired from this life, or is it from another life?
This one.
This one. Mm-hmm. So Catherine, I want you to go back to the very time when this all started, to when it all began, and it built up and built up and built up, because you'll know all the stories and be able to put it together for me. So what has made her so tired?
All the hurt.
The hurt. Mm-hmm. And does she carry that hurt in her body?
Yes.
And we're ready for the questions. So Catherine, what I'd like to know is, I want you to connect with this word that I'm going to say to you, and every time I say this word, you're going to connect deeper and deeper, and you're actually going to be able to go right down to the root cause, whether it's this life or that another. And I want you to connect with loft hatches. Just hear that word, loft hatches. And as I say it again, that memory will be coming forward from your subconscious mind now, bringing the memory of that loft hatch. So describe to me what was happening then. Why has she got a fear of loft hatches?
Strange eyes.
Strange eyes. Mm-hmm. What colour are those eyes?
Bright yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Very good.
Like a cat.
Like a cat. Mm-hmm. And tell me, whereabouts are you when you see these loft hatches and these yellow eyes? Are you inside? Are you outside?
In the tenement building.
You're in a tenement building, yeah? So are you male or female?
Female.
You're female. How old are you there?
10.
You're 10 years old. Mm-hmm. What country are you in there?
Scotland.
Huh. That is about 10, Scotland. Uh-huh. And in a moment I'm going to tap you on the forehead. Can you tell me what year it is? 3, 2, 1. What year is it there?
1972.
1972. And what was your name in that life?
Trisha.
Trisha. Trisha, darling, describe to me what is happening.
I'm looking at the loft hatch.
Uh-huh.
And it's partially open.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see a black face, bright yellow eyes. It's scary.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that you can look at it from a spiritual perspective, tell me, was that a cat in the loft there, or was it something else?
It was a panther.
It was a panther?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And where did this panther come from? Was it from the current country, or was it a spiritual panther?
Spiritual.
It's a spiritual panther. Mm-hmm. And you will just have a knowing. So you'll be able to tell me, what was it doing up in that loft there? Was it there to communicate with you, or was it there for another reason?
To look after me.
To look after you? But you were just a kid, you were just a little girl, and you got scared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It scared me.
Mm-hmm. So where do you hold that memory in this body today? Because that memory doesn't really need to be in this body today. So I want you to find that memory in this body and tell me, where is that memory hiding in this body today?
Yeah.
I was wrong. Okay, so what I want you to do now, Trisha, what I want you to do, Trisha, go in there and start drawing that memory out, because we can take this memory back now, because all your memory needs to be up in spirit, doesn't it, where you can be healed and you can meet your family and you can grow yourself. Knowing that these fragments are down here means that your soul is not whole. So go in there and gather all them up. And have I got all those memories now?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take those memories from you and offer them up to the universe. And I'd like Archangel Gabriel to come down now, and I'd like him to work with me now as he just pours all the energy of spirit down into this part of the body and brings you the message of love and strength and confidence. Just feel that beautiful warmth and strength of his energy now, pouring into every cell fibre of your body, and you can just feel that strength now within you, knowing that you are more stable, more confident and assured. Thank you very much. And I'm going to tap you on the forehead and seal that in. So now what I'd like to know is, do we have permission to connect with her father today?
Yes.
So what I'd like to do now is, I'd like to make the intention now to call on the energy of her father to come forwards and work with us today. And the more I talk, you'll feel the strength of his energy coming towards you. Just feel that energy drawing, sensing his vibration, connecting with his spirit and his thought and his mind, getting stronger and stronger until you see him in front of you now. And as you see your father in front of you now, describe him to me.
Handsome.
He's handsome. And does he look the same as when he passed, or is he different? Is he in a different year, or?
Younger.
He's younger.
I didn't see him pass.
You didn't see him pass?
No.
Communicate with him now and ask him, were you supposed to see him pass? What does he say to you?
No, I wasn't allowed.
You wasn't allowed? How did that make you feel when you wasn't allowed to see him?
Not bothered.
You're not bothered? I want you to connect with the mind of your father there now and tell me, what message does he give his daughter tonight?
He wasn't in control.
He wasn't in control? And does he have a message for my client today? For herself? What would he like to say to his daughter?
He loved her.
He loved her. Very good.
And he didn't mean to hurt her.
He didn't mean to hurt her. So was that because he didn't have any love in his life, or was it for another reason? What happened?
He was angry.
He was angry. Was he angry with us, her or him?
His mum.
His mum. So you see, he was quite sad himself, wasn't he? Do you forgive your father for behaving like that to you? What would you like to say to him?
I don't forgive him.
You don't forgive him?
No.
But you can remember, so you can be guarded. But if you don't forgive him, you're not going to be able to heal that part. So tell me, where do you keep that memory in your body then? Just go scanning your body and tell me, where do you hold that memory of your father?
In my chest.
Is it in the centre, the left or the right?
Centre.
In the centre. So as I connect with you now, I want you to very slowly make your way towards this energy and this memory that you've held there. And tell me, how does it feel and what colour is it?
Black and sad. To cry.
And do you think it's worth holding on to this now that you can see what negative energy it is?
No, but it hurts him.
It hurts him?
Yeah.
But he has his own lessons to learn, doesn't he? And it's not for you to teach him those lessons.
Somebody has to teach him.
He'll be taught in time. But do you need to carry these memories now? You've highlighted these memories, so they're ready to be released. Just be rest assured that karma will be repaid, perhaps in another life. But you don't have to take the responsibility of this hurt any longer. So are you ready to release it back to spirit?
No.
No.
If I let go, then he gets off.
Well, I'm going to call on Archangel Michael to come down and work with me today. And I'm going to ask him to go into the chest here. And I'm going to ask him to shine his blue sword of light into this area. And I want him to communicate with all that negative energy. And he's telling me now that he's aware of all the sadness it's bringing you. And
I hate him.
And you hate him. Well, shall we allow this memory to go back up to spirit so that they can be aware of this message, so they can find your father and deal with it themselves? Because you don't need to deal with everything, do you? You don't have to have every fight. Allow spirit to do this for you. They're waiting. They just need this part of his energy so that it can work with him. He won't get off scot-free. They'll just work with him in the right way. So are you ready to allow them to continue their work with him?
Okay.
Very good. So just allow Archangel Michael now to put his sword of light into that heart area. And I want you to see now all that energy, all that hate, all that sadness. I want you to see all the fragments and the memories just connecting now to his sword, like his sword is a magnet. And see all those memories on his sword, because he's ready to take them up to spirit. Have we got all those memories now?
Yeah.
So I'll ask Archangel Michael now to take those up to spirit, and may the light of the universe always be with you. But what I want to do now is I want to call on the Master Almora now to come and work with us, and as you feel his beautiful subtle rays coming in, that wonderful energy of his, of strength and love and compassion, unconditional love. Just feel his energy pouring into you now, into your chest. Very good. Just allow his strength and his reverence to fill your cells with nothing but unconditional love. And this love is for yourself, because you didn't understand and you had no coping skills to deal with that at the time. And in fact, you just punished yourself by carrying the hurt. But you're free from that now. And just allow him to put all that love and energy and unconditional love into your body. Feel it soaking in like a sponge, and the more I talk, the more you need, the more you shall have. Oh, very good. And I'll tap you on the head and seal that in. So tell me about her guides then. How many guides does she have?
4.
4 guides. Describe these guides to me.
So, one is like an Indian chief.
Indian chief.
Yeah, with lots of feathers.
Yeah. And the others? Do they come in human form?
Yes. So he looks like a monk, but he's not a monk.
Okay.
Dressed in brown cloth with a hood.
Is he a humble man?
Yeah.
And what about the other 2? What do they look like? Describe them to me.
One's called Simon.
Simon. Very good.
He's like an angel.
How wonderful. What colour is Simon?
He's white.
He's white. And that last guide then, describe him to me.
Josiah.